What's going on, guys? Today I'll be doing a review of the Adidas Speed 501 Pro Training Gloves. So stay tuned. What's going on, guys? So today we have these Adidas Speed 501 Pro Training Gloves. We'll do a close-up, weigh-in, and review on. Got mine in the black and gold color scheme. This is Adidas' newest glove line that just came out that comes in different color schemes as well as different kind of closures. You do have a Velcro, a lace-up version of them. And they're really cool gloves. These gloves are made in Pakistan. They're a full genuine leather glove. And just to kind of give you guys a close-up of how it looks, first, you do have the standardized Adidas logo that's screen printed in gold on the back of the glove. You can see the leather has kind of a medium semi-gloss look to it. Not very shiny, not matte, kind of in between. I wouldn't say, actually more of like a satin rather than semi-gloss. I think semi-gloss would be a little bit shinier. So it has more of a satin look to it. And kind of give you guys a close-up of the stitching in the seams right there. It does have a Rival-esque angled wrist lock system here with that triple metallic cuff with the silver, the black in the middle and the gold in the bottom. You do have the Adidas Speed 14 ounce that's screen printed on the bottom of the wrist cuff. Then you see it rotates all the way around and kind of tapers open to the palm side right there with the double stitching. It does say only the best for the athlete. That's embossed into the leather. Double stitching right there. You do have the silver and the gold metallic on the inner thumb. Medium-sized grip bar, and you do have ventilated holes on both the thumb as well as inside the finger compartment. Being that these gloves are made in Pakistan, they remind me of like the Infinitudes in terms of quality and the leather feel. They're definitely not like Winning or Fly or some of the higher end gloves. They definitely don't have the same craftsmanship or the leather quality, but they're still very nice gloves. And then you have this really nice silky, almost like, yeah, like a silky soft satin inner liner that has the Adidas that's also kind of embedded into the liner as well. So really nice looking gloves, definitely more compact, and you can kind of see them side by side and how they look. You do have that elongated thumb. And I forgot to show you guys this Adidas right here on the thumb as well. So from a design standpoint, I really think the big thing that sticks out is going to be the angled Velcro strap and then the metallic colors. But outside of that, it's not a too crazy looking glove. So it has a good balance in style, in my opinion. Not too loud, not too simple, kind of right in between. So let's go ahead and weigh these out. Put them on the scale, see how much they weigh. And the right glove, let's do that first. So these were supposed to be 14 ounces. This is 13.6. The left glove is right at 14 ounces. So, I mean, weight-wise, the left glove is perfect. Right glove is about a couple about 0.4 ounces below, but weight-wise, it's good to see that they're pretty much close to weight and they're nice and symmetrical. So let's go ahead and do the review. Hey, what's up, guys? Carlo here, and today I'll be doing a review of the Adidas Speed 501 Pro Training Gloves. Got mine in the black and gold color scheme in 14 ounces. The 501 series is specifically a training glove that comes in Velcro closure. They do make a very similar sparring version of this glove that's a little bit more expensive that comes in lace up. Size-wise, you can get anywhere between 10 to 18 ounces, so you have a good variety of sizes. And color-wise, as far as I know, currently here in the States, you can get it in this black and gold or in the white, red, and blue. I also know that they do have a white and a black and a white, as well as a red that I've seen, but I don't know what the availability on those colors are as of yet. I purchased my 501 gloves from Box Up Nation, so big shout out to my friends over at Box Up Nation for having these gloves and selling it for an awesome price. Make sure you guys check them out. I'll put the link below in the description box. But you do have several sources to purchase these gloves from, and just depending on where you get it from, that will determine really the availability of not only the gloves, but the style, lace up, Velcro, color, sizing, and all that will kind of come into play with that, because I know there's several different vendors that sell these gloves. These Adidas gloves are their newest addition to their current line. The current line that was being sold through Adidas, as well as like Title Boxing and some other third parties, didn't have the best reputation. I've tried some of their entry level to mid level gloves, and just the overall quality has always been okay. The foams have been decent. Just the overall fit and finish, especially for the price point, wasn't really worth it. You never really see too many people at the gym wearing the older model of Adidas gloves, just because there's so many other gloves out there that perform better for a better price or even cheaper than those gloves, and that's why you didn't really see it. Then Adidas, about 2 years ago, had their own custom make your own Adidas glove line, which is actually created here in the States by 1v1 Fight Gear, who actually makes their own custom made in the USA boxing gloves, which are super high end, excellent quality. But those gloves are really expensive, $499, $500. So these gloves are really nice because they really fill that void in between the lower end stuff and the really high expensive custom stuff. And I think Adidas really did a nice job with creating these gloves. So design wise, you can see here, it's not too flashy. It's not too basic a looking glove. It is a full genuine leather construction. These gloves are designed here in the States, but they are made in Pakistan. It is a full genuine leather glove right here. You see the Adidas is screen printed on the back of the glove. And they kind of copy the rival, kind of angled wrist lock system right here. They have a triple cuff, metallic silver, black, and metallic gold on the Velcro wrist with the Adidas Speed 14 ounce right there. And then the wrist closure wraps around to the middle of the palm side where it kind of tapers open to give you a little bit more security. The one thing I do like about this is how it rises up, so you kind of get a little bit more support, a little bit higher up on your wrist, and it doesn't just cut straight across. So they kind of broaden the Velcro strap right there. That way you get a little bit more support vertically on your wrist. And then you do have the script right there that I showed you guys earlier in the close-up, and that says only the best for the athletes right there. That's embossed. You can actually feel the texture right there with your finger. You do have a medium-sized grip bar, ventilated holes on both the thumb and on the finger compartment. You do have a leather attached thumb right there as well, and a pretty deep hand compartment. These gloves are definitely compact. Being 14 ounces with the hand wraps on, these gloves fit very snug. So if you do have, or consider yourself to have larger hands, longer fingers, fat hands, I would definitely make sure you go with something with at least minimum of 16 ounces. Anything below that with hand wraps on, you're gonna have a really tight fit. So with these being 14 ounces, I have medium-sized hands. These fit me perfectly. But anything larger than my hands, I'm 5'8", about 147 pounds to kind of give you guys a reference. You'll definitely need some larger gloves. So do keep that in mind if you do have bigger hands. So they are definitely more of a compact glove. Not only both in the width, but the actual length. They're not super long gloves. So for those of you that don't really like the long gloves that come and drop down all the way down on the forearms, I think you guys will really like this. Now, quality-wise, these gloves are pretty good. I would say they're comparable to the Infinitudes or even the Sabas Pro Series. These gloves are made in Pakistan. So the leather on here is pretty nice. It has more of a satin look to it. There's not super shiny. They're not matte, kind of in between. And the screen printing is equal on both sides. But the leather feels pretty good. It has kind of a smooth finish, very supple finish to it. I would say the big opportunities with this glove would probably be the stitching quality along the seams here. They could have done a better job of kind of reinforcing it. You can kind of see where it's pulling through the leather a little bit. Granted, I've used these gloves for about a week now. I'd say more like a week and a half. But you can see the leather is bonded nicely to the foam on the inside. And then other areas kind of give you guys a close-up of the seams and the stitching right there. Again, just areas where if you're being really critical on the glove, you can see just the stitching kind of pulling through. And then you do have this rolled hinge point, which I really like. That's a nice little addition they did there. And then on the palm side, the stitching actually looks pretty good on the palm. The grip bar is stitched in. The stitching on the wrist area looks pretty good as well. And then up in the Velcro strap, again, you do have that full length angled Velcro strap. And you do have about a 1/2 inch of really soft padding right here. It's not very firm at all, so it gives you a sense of good flexibility right there. And about the same amount, about 1/2 inch right here along the wrist area. You can see right there it says designed in USA, and that typical full genuine cowhide leather construction tag that you see on a lot of gloves as well. And then you do have about 1/2 inch on both sides right there for the wrist. The inside liner has this really nice polyester satin liner on the inside. You do have, again, the weight tag. It says 14 ounces, made in Pakistan, just to show that to you guys. The side of the hand compartment on the inside has more of a flat texture right here. It doesn't feel as satiny as this, where this feels more silky, but very, very nice and comfortable right there. And just to kind of see you guys the seam on the thumb right there. So overall, pretty good. Now, the actual comfort of the gloves is probably the best thing about this glove. When you put your hand in here, these are really snug fitting, but you can make a really natural fist with these. I don't feel like there's really any restrictive or any pressure points and nothing that pinches down. The big thing for a lot of people is going to be the thumb. The thumb is in a nice position, nice parallel running with your hand. Your thumb doesn't jam at all at the top. There's not an overabundance of padding on the back of the thumb, so where you feel like your thumb goes numb. You get that with some gloves where they just put a ton of padding and it just takes a longer time to break in. They do have a pretty well broken in feel right off the bat. You don't feel like these are very stiff at all. You can open and close your hands with relative ease. The grip bar is in a nice place. One thing I did like what they did, that he did with these gloves, is the finger compartment. It's nice and deep, wide enough for your fingers so you don't have your fingers kind of collapsing against each other. But they put this nice long piece of neoprene on the inner finger compartment that really allows you to really grip down and almost have kind of like a memory foam feel to it, to where your fingers really kind of get down and you can feel like your fingers are kind of making an imprint in the neoprene. So it's almost like memory foam on the inside there. So you can make an excellent fist. Thumb's in a really nice position. The wrist support is really good as well. You can see how, again, how it opens up and tapers. So what ends up happening is you get a little bit more support a little higher up rather than the Velcro closure just going straight across. So you're basically getting that much more support higher up on your wrist and lower down on your wrist as well, to give you a little bit more of a locked in feel, together with that 1/2 inch padding on both the back as well as the front of the glove. So that feels really nice as well. And I really like that. The inside satin liner doesn't bunch up at all. It feels really nice and smooth, and it feels like it really goes around your hand and really keeps your hand nice and cushioned. One thing I want to also discuss before I move on to the actual protection and performance is the glove is really well balanced. So you can see, it's not too top heavy or bottom heavy. So the distribution of the foam is really nice. Now the foam on the glove for the performance and the protection of the glove, Adidas advertises it as a Cloud MVE foam. I'm not sure what exactly that means. On the website as well, it says that it's a version of an injected molded foam, which it may be, but what I really like about this foam in particular, if it is injected molded foam, it doesn't have the same properties as your standard injected IMF foam that I've used in the past. A lot of ringside gloves use it to where the glove is super stiff right off the bat. You can't even open and close your hand with a lot of force. The actual padding, when you push your finger against it, is just like hard as a rock, and it takes a long time to break in. So whatever foam they use in here actually has more of a feel of like a multi-layer foam. And you can see it actually has kind of a medium density to it. And it does an excellent job. And I'd say this is probably one of the best things, aside from how comfortable, is you can actually use this really for anything in the gym, both sparring, mitt work, bag work. But when I was using this on the heavy bag, I was like just throwing some really hard shots with this, and I didn't feel any discomfort. And I really got a nice crack and feedback with these gloves. So that's probably one of the best things about this glove, is how balanced the padding is. You have a nice wide punching surface here. It's not too rounded over, and you can really make good contact. It doesn't make your fist in a weird position either. When you hit the bag, you feel like you make good contact with the two front knuckles right here. You don't have any sensation of it being kind of a pre-curved fist. I know some people like that, but some people don't like that pre-curved fist where it kind of puts your fist in a downward position to make sure that when you turn your punches over. Some people just don't like that sensation or the feel. With these, it gives you a little bit more of a natural feel to when you're landing your punches. So I really like the way these gloves perform, as well as protect. So the shock dispersion is really nice, as well as the feedback. One of the better gloves in that regard. Now, cost-wise, depending on where you get these gloves from, will determine the cost. I got mine through Box Up Nation. You can get them through Adidas. The US boxing website, I believe, has them. If you're overseas, I know a lot of overseas vendors sell them as well. Over there in the UK, I know they have Geezers as well as Box Fit that sells these gloves. But I've seen anywhere from 119 US dollars all the way to 149 US dollars. So again, it just depends on where you get these gloves from. They have a different range. Do keep in mind that the sparring version of these gloves that are lace up, generally, from what I've seen, are a little bit more expensive for the lace up versions. I'm not too sure if that's because they use a different component of leather or the kind of foam is different, but do keep that in mind with the lace up version. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions or comments, make sure you guys leave them down below in the comments box. I'll make sure to put the link in the description box and where you can find these gloves. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.